three young CapeTown entrepreneurs have developed a device to keep people connected to the internet even during load shedding. Two of them join me now to tell us more about their product. We're joined by Alan Gie, YBox founder, and Themba Hadebe, head of sales and marketing. Gentlemen, a very good evening, rather afternoon to you, and congratulations on what really sounds like a novel invention. How did this come about? Let me start with you, Alan.
Sure, hi. So the YBox came about, I suppose, out of frustration that a lot of South Africans face. When there's load shedding or power outages, then you lose access to the internet, you're not able to connect. And oftentimes, that's all you need. You've got your phone charged, but you're not able to maybe use your WhatsApp. Maybe you're working remotely now. A lot of people are doing that because of COVID. And I suppose that's how the whole idea came around. The solutions on the market were expensive. And when you just wanted when we were just looking for a simple solution just to power your internet and keep users connected.
And Themba, how exactly does the YBox work?
So the YBox device is a plug-and-play device that gets plugged into your wall socket on one side, and on the other side it gets plugged into your Wi-Fi router and fiber. So that will keep you up and running with regards to your Wi-Fi for up to 6 hours.
So you three, yourselves, it's you, Alan, it's you, Themba, as well as your other, classmate and colleague, Brian Khadisi. How did you meet, and what is it that actually brought about this genesis, this idea?
So we actually met doing our course at the University of Cape Town. It's a postgraduate in entrepreneurship, and it's a practical course where one of the components, the main components of the course is to start a business, and sell a product or develop a platform. And this is the product that we developed, the YBox. So that's how we all met, and we didn't know each other before then. Thrown into a group, and this is how we've come out.
And Themba, what were some of the challenges that you faced in putting the YBox together and making sure that it actually does work?
From a business perspective, I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs can relate, but just the rigors of starting your own business and what's the day-to-day struggles that can come with. So we've been very grateful for the business support we've definitely received from the government with regards to CEDA. And our incubators, the Innovators Trust. Alan, if you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think in starting up the business, we also started it during the kind of peak of COVID, stage level 5 in South Africa. And this made it quite challenging for us to grow the business, as it is a product that needs to be, or that is made in South Africa. In saying that, we all had to go into the office, we all had to be there to build the products, especially initially. So that posed a major challenge, as well as supply challenges as a result. And when we began, we started our business with very little money that we generated just from a cake sale on UCT campus. And so we had very little funding to start the whole process off with. So the product really did develop, I suppose, in stages, as we had money, as we were growing, but cash flow was another challenge that I think we faced there. And
what role did the university play in supporting you?
So as part of the Genesis course, we go through the practical fundamentals of actually running a business. We were provided with mentors or a non-executive board of directors who's provided us with guidance on how to grow the business.
Now, Themba, it says here that your device specifically keeps modems, routers, and fiber boxes operating when the power outages strike. Can you talk us through the mechanics of how this actually works and how long these particular devices will be able to operate without a source of power from Eskom, for example?
So the way the device operates is that it is constantly plugged into Eskom power and your power socket. So at all times the battery will be charging and then providing power also to your Wi-Fi router and your fiber. And then in the event of an unexpected power outage or load shedding, as soon as that power kicks out, the battery power of the YBox kicks in. And that's what's continuing to power your devices as your Wi-Fi router or your fiber box and other custom devices that we can actually service too. And that's for up to 6 hours for the YBox device.
Are there backup batteries that one can also have charged simultaneously should that power outage, for whatever reason, last for longer than the 6 hours?
I think, yeah, one of the nice things about our device is that the device is equipped with a replaceable battery. So in developing the product, we wanted to develop something that had longevity. And by having these replaceable or swap-out batteries, a user could, in theory, if they wanted to, have a charged battery on standby if they're expecting a power outage of 12 hours. The batteries are also very accessible, and users can replace them themselves, similar to how you replace a remote battery in your TV remote.
So you started working on this in 2019, and you have sold over, I believe, over 5,000. When did you actually go into market?
So our first YBox sale as the Area Empower team was in the month of May, actually last year in 2020, during the COVID pandemic and people working from home. And since then, we've been selling the units, yes.
Are you working on similar products in the future and maybe hoping to expand to other fields? Let me give that to you, Alan.
Sure, yeah. So we recognize that you know, there's quite a lot of opportunities in the market, especially in the low power DC space, and we don't see load shedding or stable electricity rather being you know, 100% confirmed for South Africans and even the rest of Africa. So we do recognize that there is opportunity, and we are working on a couple of other DC products as well as potential upgrades to our existing product, and looking at how to expand into other African markets, as we recognize that power isn't something that we are guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the understatement of the year, Alan. Thank you very much for that, and continued success with your innovation. It certainly, I think, will be very handy, not only for South Africans, but for many across the African continent. That's Alan Gie and Themba Hadebe. They are the co-founders, along with Brian Khadisi of the YBox, which will keep you connected. Should Eskom let you down, at least you'll still be able to access your Wi-Fi and do a couple of things for at least 6 hours. And then you can get the backup battery that will give you an entire 12 hours.